Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving headfirst into one of the most twisted psychological mysteries out there, the silent patient.
So, the story kicks off with this really haunting idea. And boy, does that set the stage. It's basically a premonition of all the secrets and the violence that are just waiting to erupt. Okay, let's get into it. All right, Section 1, a shocking, silent crime, the case of Alicia Berenson. Our story drops us right into North London with an act of violence that is just brutal and completely inexplicable. So here's the scene. The cops find a famous artist, Alicia Berenson, just standing there covered in blood. Her husband, a fashion photographer named Gabriel, is tied to a chair, and he's been shot 5 times in the face. A knife is at Alicia's feet. Her own wrists are deeply cut. And from that moment on, she never speaks another word. I mean, can you imagine? The media goes absolutely wild. A celebrated artist murders her husband and then just goes completely silent?
Now, her only statement, if you can even call it that, is a self-portrait she paints a few days later. And she gives it this one-word title, Alcestis. This is everything. See, Alcestis is a figure from Greek mythology, a heroine who willingly dies to save her husband. So, what on earth is Alicia trying to tell us with this? Is she confessing? Is she trying to justify what she did? You see how this one painting becomes the absolute central riddle of the whole case.
Okay, so now we jump forward 6 years. A psychotherapist named Theo Faber gets completely obsessed with Alicia's case. I mean, he is convinced that he, and only he, could be the one to finally get her to talk. So what does he do? He actually gets a job at the Grove, which is the secure psychiatric hospital where Alicia is being held. His whole mission, his stated desire, is to rescue her. He sees her as the silent siren, this impossible puzzle that he is uniquely qualified to solve. But you have to ask yourself, what is really driving this guy? And here it is, the two sides of our supposed hero. Publicly, his goal is simple. I wanted to help people. But privately, he admits, the real motivation was purely selfish. I was on a quest to help myself. So on the surface, you see this dedicated therapist, but underneath it all, what he's really doing is trying to heal his own deep, deep trauma. And his trauma is serious. Theo's childhood was just awful, marked by his father's terrifying, unpredictable rages. He talks about hiding under his bed to get away from the abuse. He genuinely believes that most people who go into mental health are really just trying to heal themselves. So you see, his obsession with saving Alicia, it's not just a job for him. He looks at her silence and sees a reflection of his own pain. By saving her, he thinks, maybe, just maybe, he can finally save himself. So we move on to the diary. After months and months of therapy sessions that are going absolutely nowhere, just total silence, Alicia does something completely unexpected. She hands Theo her personal diary. And this diary, wow, it reveals this terrifying story. I mean, just look at these entries from the weeks before the murder. August 8th, a man was standing so still, like a statue, and facing the house. Then August 11th, I saw that man again. And it gets worse. August 12th, I felt someone's eyes on me. She was being stalked by this mysterious guy, but when she told her husband, Gabriel, he didn't believe her. He actually suggested she see a doctor, thinking she was losing her mind. So now, Theo has the diary. And he's done his own digging into her family. He puts the pieces together and thinks he's found the key, the source of Alicia's very first trauma, and he decides to confront her with it. And here's what he found. He reveals that he knows something devastating. That after her mother died, Alicia overheard her own father say, "Why didn't Alicia die instead?" I mean, just imagine hearing that. It's this incredible psychic wound, the moment her father basically killed her emotionally. This is the key. And as Theo says this out loud, the impossible happens. She just says, okay, one word. But after 6 years of absolute silence, she starts to talk. She begins to tell Theo what happened on the night Gabriel was murdered. Okay, so now the story comes pouring out. Alicia describes this masked intruder breaking into her studio, tying her up, and just waiting for Gabriel to get home. It feels like we've done it, right? Our hero, Theo, has solved the case. He got her to talk. But her story leaves one giant gaping hole. Who was the man in the mask? To answer that, we have to go back. We have to rewind the tape and look at Theo's life before he ever met Alicia, before he even knew her name. So it turns out, just before all this, Theo finds out his own wife, his beloved Kathy, is having an affair. He finds emails on her laptop, and his entire world just shatters. This guy, who's dedicated his whole life to understanding why people do what they do, is suddenly thrown into this spiral of obsession and rage that he can't control.
But the thing is, Theo doesn't confront Kathy. No. Instead, he decides he's going to find out who this bad boy 22 is. And so he follows him home after one of his meetups with Kathy.
Okay, get ready for this. Step 1, Theo follows his wife's lover. Step 2, he is absolutely shocked to discover the man is Gabriel Berenson, Alicia's husband. Step 3, Theo starts stalking their house for days. He is the shadowy figure in Alicia's diary. Step 4, he breaks into their home, mask, gloves, the whole thing, to confront Gabriel. Step 5, he ties Alicia to a chair and he gives Gabriel a choice, your life or your wife's. And Gabriel chooses himself. Step 6, Theo leaves. And hours later, Alicia, completely shattered by her husband's betrayal, is the one who shoots him.
And he almost got away with it too. But the final truth is revealed in one last hidden entry in Alicia's diary, which she wedged in the back of a painting. Turns out, she had recognized him all along. And before that overdose could silence her for good, she wrote it all down. Those last pages, they expose everything.
And her final words? That's the truth. I didn't kill Gabriel, he killed me. All I did was pull the trigger. Do you hear that? It's the echo of her father's betrayal all those years ago. The story comes completely full circle. It wasn't the gun that killed Gabriel, it was his betrayal, just like her father's words killed a part of her when she was just a child.
So who is the silent patient? That's the question, right? The hero was the villain all along. The man trying to rescue her was the one who caused all the pain in the first place. The entire quest for truth was built on this massive, monstrous lie. And that leaves us with one final, really haunting question. Who is the real silent patient here? Is it Alicia, the woman who was silenced by unimaginable trauma? Or is it Theo, the therapist who stayed silent about his own monstrous crime? It just forces you to rethink everything you thought you knew. Was her silence madness? Or was it the only sane response to being betrayed over and over again? And that chilling question is exactly what stays with you long after the story is over.